All right, guys. So we just wrapped up a few of these new 2500s with the 4-inch Cognito. They're all very similar builds, so I wanted to just take a minute to show you all of them. These are going to have the 4-inch standard kit on it. Now the standard kit is not going to come with the upper control arms or the Pitman idle arm brace, but it does still have the Fox 2.0 shocks package with it. On the Chevy, this one's going to be a 23, I believe. This one's a 25, then the black one on the end is a 24. Then we got another Chevy here. I believe this one's a 24. It's getting the FTS 7 to 9 on it. You see, it does keep the stock upper control arm. When you upgrade to the performance kit, you're going to get the Cognito upper control arms, the Pitman and idle arm brace, and the Resi shocks. And none of that's a requirement by any means. The factory control arms work great on these kits, but it is a very nice upgrade when you do move up to the performance kit. I get that question all the time, which one should I go with? It really just depends on how much you want to spend on your truck. I mean, the performance kit is a great kit, the standard kit's great, the elite is also great. You just keep moving up in price tier there. A lot of those components are optional and they are great improvements, but they're not a requirement. As you can see here, I don't know if I can get the focus for you. We've got great angle, let me get in a better position here for you. There we go. Got great angles on this kit. It's got plenty of room for 37 1250 on the factory 20-inch wheel. It's got their one piece split skid plate design, which I really like. I think it looks really clean. As I've talked about before, the Chevys have a touch more clearance than the GMCs. So you notice I had to do less trimming on this one. Just a little bit at the very bottom of the valence here. We did trim across through here as well. Might could have got away without having to trim this, but we typically do just so the customer doesn't have any future issues rubbing and have to bring it back for that. Both of these white ones are from, I think, North Alabama, and then the black one's out of Mississippi. And I believe this one's North Alabama as well. Now on this GMC, it's going to be adjusted up slightly higher than the other two because it does have a rear airlift override system installed as well. I'll show you that in a moment. So we went with the new Toyo RT Pros on this one, and the main difference between the RT Pro and the RT Trail is these side lugs here. The tread's a little deeper on the Pro, but the main difference is the side lugs. It just has a much more aggressive side profile on them. And then on the other two, we got the Toyo MTs. The Toyo MT is probably my favorite tire. I do really like these Pros as well if you want something slightly less aggressive, just because they still look very aggressive, especially from the side. All of them are great riding tires. You're just going to get a little bit better mileage out of the RTs as opposed to the MTs. Like I said, we do have the airbag system installed on this one. Now this is the Airlift Pro Series 5,000 pound. Since it uses a 2-inch rear lift block, we also use a 2-inch bag extension that you see there. Now typically if it's a bigger lift and it has a 3, 4, 5 or larger size block on it, we're also going to use a bag cradle so that it's not permanently attached, because you're going to have more shock extension, thereby more down travel, and you could separate the bag. Another alternative on the bags for the bigger lifts is going to be like the ready air system that uses the dual bag system that mounts on top of the leaf springs, just because they have more travel out of their bag system. And of course we got the Vox 2.0s on all of these. And on all these, really, it's very, very minor clearancing. All you really have to do, this one is going to be the one that requires the most trimming, just because it's the GMC and it's not adjusted up any. So we have to trim the very corner of the bumper here. If I can get that to focus for you, sorry. There we go. Corner of the bumper here, lower valence here, and then the inner felt liner up through here. Don't have to do anything on the back. The factory mud flap works fine with the setup. And you can see on all these, there's plenty of clearance for the 37-1250 on the factory 20-inch wheels. No spacers required. And you can see here on this particular shot here, this is their non-torsion drop bracket, and you can see how they actually relocate the bump stop to the bottom. They use a slightly stiffer bump stop, but they don't actually engage the bump stop until the suspension is moved quite a lot, in contrast to how it is from the factory and a lot of other lifts where they actually sit on the bump stop. And then they have a new bump stop pad that is, they use rivet nuts on the top and on the inside. Let's see if I can get you in here. On top here, and then on the inside here to hold this to the frame. So pretty nice design there. And all these non-torsion drop kits, you do have to, the idea is to keep the torsion bar within the frame pocket or above the frame rail, and it's going to go through the frame tunnel there. But one thing you have to notice, almost dropped it there. One thing you gotta notice is that since we've moved the torsion bar up, as the control arm moves up and down, it's not just rotating, it's now moving back and forth. So that means you have to notch the inside of the tunnel slightly, if I can get here, to have enough room that you see there, so that the bar can move outboard as the suspension moves. Real nice looking setup on all these trucks. Get that to brighten up for you some. As you can see there, just like the other ones, CV axles, tie rods, and ball joints, everything's at a nice neutral position. So you're not gonna have any accelerator wear. You're gonna maintain that great ride quality. Most of my customers tend to feel like this actually rides better than stock, but ride quality is subjective to the individual. A little tight in here today, so I don't know if I can do full walk arounds on all these trucks. But give you the best view I can. And you tell me in the comments, which one's your favorite? They're all very similar, but slightly unique in their own ways. And Chevy guy, GMC guy. And then as far as this one, like I said, we've got the FTS 7 to 9. Most of this is been chrome plated. This kit actually had a 4-inch Cognito on it as well previously, which was removed. And is now getting the 7 to 9 KG1 wheels and Furies. I believe we're doing 26 16s on this one, so it should be pretty massive. On this particular truck, since there was some cutting done for the smaller kit, we did have to reinforce where those cuts were made so that the FTS kit would fit properly without any worry. You see everything that's been chromed on it. It's real nice. And guys, yes, I know the shop's kind of a wreck right now. Don't judge us. We've been too busy. I haven't had a chance to get back out here and clean like we need to. All right, that's it for now. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, stay tuned for more.